you want to ask some questions. I mean, we're pleased that we were able to get a very strong bipartisan vote last night on the bonding bill. And we think it's a really solid bill that's going to serve a lot of folks across Minnesota. And we expect to take action today on the remaining business of the session, the budget bill, the property tax cut bill, and medical marijuana, and a few other items. And I anticipate that we may be able to adjourn today.
Adjourn today? What order would this be in? Medical marijuana? Do you know the order yet?
Some of them are Senate files, so some we have to wait for the Senate. So
we're going to go down to rules. We're going to add a couple of bills to the calendar for today. We've got a few conference committee reports. And as we get the budget bill up and the tax bill, we'll be able to take this up as well.
For a short session, this appears to have been remarkably productive on high visibility issues. Your impressions?
Well, I think we had a productive 2 years. And really this year, building on the work of last year, I think I would agree with your characterization, though. I think that we did get a tremendous amount accomplished this year with the minimum wage increase, with the Safe Schools passage, additional tax cuts for Minnesotans, property tax cuts we're going to pass today, and a really, really good bonding bill. So, as in addition to medical marijuana being completed. So, I think we have a lot to be pleased about, but more importantly, I think we serve the people of Minnesota really well.
Yeah, I think that, I'm happy to be part of a caucus that has not been satisfied with the status quo in two ways. Not satisfied with the status quo in terms of the state's budget, the state's policy, not satisfied with the status quo in terms of our politics. And our members came into this session these 2 years wanting to do real work that mattered to Minnesotans, to focus on our priorities, and to really position the state for the future. And as a result, I think we're in good shape in terms of our growing economy. And I think Minnesotans are going to be happy with the results that they've seen come out of these last 2 years of progress for Minnesota.
Can you talk a little bit about the last-minute scramble, toxic-free kids, dogs and cats, veterans bill, the bonding bill? What happened with all that? What were the deals being made?
I mean, I think the main thing that happened in the last 24 to 36 hours is we put our heads together and figure out a better way to resolve the Lewis and Clark water funding, so we could get full funding for that. And once that piece fell into place, that really was the thing that broke everything loose. And I think the rest of it is, anybody that's been here more than a session knows that there's always little pieces of drama that pop up at the end of the session, but I don't think anything unusual, and I think in fact it probably went more smoothly than it usually does.
Why is Lewis and Clark so important to this legislature?
Well, it's very important to the governor, first of all, and he made it a very high priority, and I think he gets a lot of credit for the fact that this bill made it through. But we also know that water issues, what we're seeing with what's happening in the Lewis and Clark is kind of just the tip of the iceberg, if you will, in terms of one of the most important issues we're going to face over the next decade is how do we handle our water resources. Because what we're learning in southwest Minnesota, and we're going to learn in a lot of other places around the country and some places in this state, is that it's going to be a huge economic disadvantage. It's going to put a huge pressure on economic growth if people don't have access to water.
And it's just one really good example from my perspective about this legislature and our caucus not wanting to, kick something down the road and take it up next time. We've been very focused on taking up the issues that we think are important to the future of Minnesota and addressing them.
The governor put out some things during the last several days that the House had that the Senate didn't like, including toxic-free kids, including the payday lending. How do you feel about those things not getting done?
Well, I'm very disappointed that the toxic-free kids bill didn't get done. It's in some sense a matter of protecting kids versus protecting corporations, and quite frankly, all it did is make sure that parents had information about what was in the products that they're buying for their kids. So I was disappointed that the Senate and the Republicans refused to take that up. But at the end of the day, you don't get everything that you want.
When you say the Senate and the Republicans, are you talking about Senate Democrats?
Yes.
Are you surprised you're here Friday before session's supposed to end saying this is going to be over?
We came into session prepared to work, and I think you will all notice that we took up issues right away. So we took up a tax bill right away, a tax cut bill. We took up the work on the supplemental budget bill right away so that we could finish our work and end on a day, maybe a couple of days early. We'd hoped that would be possible. I hope it is still possible that we get through the end of this day. But I think it is one more measure of this legislature that we are determined to do the work of the people of Minnesota. We're not going to hold back. We're going to lean into the work and get it done.
Do you get credit for ending early if you end today?
I don't know how much credit you get for ending early if you would end any time. Yes.
I'll tell you that the members of our caucus will be very happy and give us credit for ending early.
You get credit points for that.
Inside the Capitol.
That's right.
Any sense of timing if you do end today? Are we talking 10 o'clock news for these guys? Or?
I think I imagine things are going to move fairly smoothly. I mean, there's not a lot of controversy in the bills. We do have to wait, I think, till about 2 o'clock before the supplemental budget bill will be done. And then, so we'll see how much work we can get done before that.
Is that the last thing you bring up, do you think?
That really is going to depend on the timing of when things get to us, because, again, there's some things over in the Senate that they have to act on first. Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Thank you.